everybody. Again, I'm Gail. I teach adaptive yoga and beginners yoga, kids yoga. Also teach chair yoga fitness, which is yoga and cardio fitness all in one class. That's my Thursday class that I teach for the National MS Society. So I'm excited to be here today to help you all do this class. And again, it's for veterans or families in our community. So that's basically everybody, right? So join us. All right, so we'll get started. We're away from the back of the chair. I've got my strap here, but again, you don't need the strap. You can do the poses without the strap. But if you have one, it facilitates the pose a little bit better. Oh, what a big word, facilitate. So let's go ahead and place our hands on our stomach and relax those shoulders. I invite you to gaze down at the floor and breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Now, if you got congestion going on, you can breathe however you want. Maybe it's through the mouth instead, okay? So do what you need to do today, okay? Let's breathe in, belly big and soft. And as you exhale, draw the belly towards your spine. Get all the air out from all the way down to the bottom of the lungs. Again, breathe in and breathe out. So welcome. We're kind of centering here. We're going to do a three-part breath. So here, belly big, breathe in. Make it go to the low ribs a little bit more. And up here at the chest, breathe a little bit more. And then slowly exhale out. Now I'll breathe through the mouth to kind of let y'all hear the sound of the breath. And again, breathing in. All the way up to the top near that collarbone. Exhale all the way out. Now, anytime you feel a little bit dizzy or anything like that, go back to your normal breath. Sometimes that happens to folks that aren't used to big inhale and exhale breaths. Something feels weird, you don't like it, just don't do it. Always keep everything between the easy and ouch. And again, let's do a little bit of yoga. So let's bring an idea or someone in your mind that you're grateful for. It could be a person, an event, something that brings you great joy. So bring that idea of gratitude in your mind as we do our practice today. All right, so let's inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, float those arms down. Again, we're away from the back of the chair. Inhaling, circle, sweep arms up. Exhale, float those arms down. Kind of centering ourselves, getting started here. Breathing in, arms circle up. Exhale, float the arms down. This time we're going to keep one arm up. Here we go. Both arms go up though. Breathe in. And then just float one arm down and reach this other arm up. I'm going to bring my feet a little bit more forward, belly button towards the spine. And then as we exhale, engage the core. Inhale, float it back on up. Exhale, float it over. Weight bear with this hand back behind you. Inhale, arm back on up. Exhale, float it over. So we're getting into the intercostal ribs here. That's really getting into all the kind of nooks and crannies into our lungs. Keep breathing even though I'm talking, okay? And so this is just a little bit deeper respiratory breath that's happening. And that's good for this time that we're in right now. And again, let's see here. Inhale back on up. Exhale one more time. Inhale back on up. Exhale, float it down. All right, we're going to do both arms up again. Inhale, circle, sweep arms up. Now leave the other one up. Place the other hand down back behind you, or either on your wrist or your fist. And then from here, inhaling. Exhale, belly button towards the spine as you reach the body back on over. Side lateral flexion. Inhale back on up. And again, exhale, belly button towards the spine. And again, inhale back on up. Exhaling over. One more time. Inhale back on up. Exhale, draw it over. And again, your one side may look different than the other side. It may feel different too. Inhale back on up. Exhale, float that arm down. Beautiful. All right, so we did a lateral flexion, which is that side movement. Next is our cat-cow. So let's bring our hands in front of us. Actually, I'm going to show this sideways so you can see what's going on with my spine. So my spine's pretty tall. nice and tall from the shoulders. I'm not kind of rounding towards the floor. If you're rounding towards the floor, I invite you to kind of lift that chest up and belly button towards the spine. Hands out in front of you at about elbow, a little bit higher than elbow height. And let's inhale, curl the hands, bring the hands towards the armpits and hinge forward. And then exhale, push the hands away. You're curving the spine. This is your cat part of the pose. And again, inhale, come forward. That's your cow part. So you're hinging, got a little back bend here. Exhale, curve it away. As we inhale, I'm going to come to the front. Bring it forward. Exhale, push it away. And again, inhale, bring that chest forward. A little forward fold going on here. Exhale, push it away. And again, keep it between easy and ouch. Inhale one more time. Exhale, push it away. And then sit up nice and tall. All right, so that's extension and flexion of the spine. If you have your strap, you're going to grab it. So find your strap. Mine's back here behind me on my chair. And again, you don't have to use the strap, but it's helpful. So I'm going to show you the pose without the strap. I'm going to move it over here onto my other side. So this right side, fingertips underneath, flex that heel. Inhale, knee to chest. Belly button towards the spine. Exhale, leg out. Woo! You might feel something in the hamstring and the quadricep and the hip. Inhale, knee to chest. Exhale, leg down. Now let's do that with the strap. I kind of like it better with the strap. So again, next time when we do the class, try to find a strap if you don't have one. So from here, let's inhale, tall posture. Exhale, knee to chest. Draw that belly button towards the spine right here. Inhale, leg out. Woo, exhale, knee into chest. Inhale, leg down. Sit up nice and tall. Again, exhale, knee to chest. Belly button towards the spine. Inhale, leg out. May have a bend in the knee, and that's okay too. Exhale, knee into chest. Inhale, leg down. Let's do that one more time. So breathe in here, nice and tall. Breathe in. Exhale, knee into chest, belly button towards the spine. Inhale, leg out. Exhale, knee into chest. Inhale, leg down. So the next time when we do this on this side, when we bring the leg out, we're going to take an opportunity to twist out to the side. Again, keep it between easy and ouch. If this is not your pose, keep it to the center, okay? So first, again, inhale, knee to, inhale, stay here. Exhale, knee into chest. Belly button towards the spine. Inhale, leg out. Exhale, bring the leg out to the side. A little twisting here with a little bit of force into that hip flexor. Woo! Okay. Inhale, back to the center. Exhale, knee into chest. Inhale, leg down. Let's do all that same stuff on the other side. I hope I remember what we did. Y'all let me know, right? So thumbs up, little emoji, whatever you want to do here to let me know that you're here today. That'd be cool, so I can check that later. Let the folks know at VYP who was here. All right, so first, tall posture, inhaling. Exhale, knee into chest, belly button towards the spine, and then inhale, leg out. Notice the difference between this side and the other. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, leg down. Reset the tall spine. Very good. Again, breathing here. Exhale, knee into chest. Inhale, leg out. Exhale, knee into chest. Inhale, leg down. Notice if you like to have a bend in the knee or a softly straightened leg. Again, keep it away from ouch. If you're feeling stuff back behind the knee, put a little bend in that knee. It's always okay, all right? Make the pose your own. Lots of mods to make it your own. Whew. Let's do that again. Breathe in, tall posture. Exhale, knee into chest. This time, inhale, leg out. Guess what? Exhale, leg out to the side. Notice the difference in how this feels this side versus the other. You got to use your grip here if you don't have loops with your yoga strap. And inhale, back to center. Exhale, knee into chest. Inhale, leg down. All right, that's enough of that for this moment. We may use the yoga strap again. I haven't decided yet. We'll just kind of have to see what that is. So we did the twist, kind of the leg out to the side. Let's do the twist with the torso. So I invite you to not have your hand on the side of the leg. So sometimes when we do this, we kind of twist a little too much. Let's do little football arms because we're missing football, right? We're definitely missing sports, right? So from here, now your shoulders may be, at your elbows may be at shoulder level. Maybe that's too much. Again, I invite you to be in a place that's okay for you today. So let's breathe in, belly button towards the spine. Let's twist over towards the left-hand side. And again, just kind of notice how this feels. You're using your torso to twist. You're not forcing into a twist. I like that part about it. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, back to heart center. Let's go over to the other side. Exhale, over. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, come over to the other side. Again, notice this side a little bit more rotation than the other. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, back to heart center. Inhaling, staying here. Let's go over to the other side. Here we go. Exhaling. Inhaling, stay here. Exhale, back to heart center. Over to the other side. After we inhale, exhale, twist. Ooh, a little bit increased range of motion. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, back to heart center. And release. Beautiful. All right, get some feeling back in the hands if you need to. So we did the twist. Let's try it with a strap, if you have a strap, or try it again with those little football goal arms. So I'm going to invite you to come up. Can't see me, so I'm going to bring it up a little bit. So let's inhale here. So I'm kind of pulling opposite ends of the strap. Exhale, twist. Notice if it's changed any. Inhaling here. Exhale, back to heart center. Stay here, breathe in. Exhale, twist to the other side. Did you go a little bit further? Notice what you did. Breathe in. Exhale, back to heart center. Inhale, strap back on down. Now I'm just going to place that strap down on the floor. I may use it again, but just don't really know. So next is Pigeon Pose, or as I like to call it, Pigeon. But we're going to prepare for that pose. So your pose may be here, or it may be up on the leg. Wherever it is for you, it's okay, because we're going to bounce the leg first. So this warms up the piriformis, which often is very, very tight. Sometimes when it's super tight, it makes that sciatica nerve cranky, cranky, cranky. And when your nerves are cranky, you may have shooting pain down the leg, in the foot, in the calf, in the side of the leg, in the behind, up in the low back. So we're going to circulate the muscle and then stretch it out. Good stuff. I hope you agree. If you're here with your pose, that's cool. If you're doing pigeon here on the ground, it's going to be hinging forward and bringing that leg out to the side. Now, if this is available for you to bring the leg across, I'm going to kind of walk this leg out a little bit. I'm making sure my ankle bone's not knobbing at the top of my thigh, toe towards my knee. Also toe towards your knee when your leg is crossed at the ankle. Sitting up, let's bring the knee into the chest and then bounce it away. So if this is your version of the pose, you're bouncing that piriformis once again. Again, warming up the muscles in the hip musculature. Got to get it circulating. Then we're going to stretch it out. Whew. All right, so sit up nice and tall. Were y'all sitting up nice and tall? I know. I always lose my spine, so I got to think, if I'm doing it, you're probably doing it too. Two options here. Staying here, actually three options. Or hand on the foot, hand on the knee, elbows out and hinging forward. That's usually when you find the spice in the pose. It's going, hello, I'm having a conversation with your hip right now. Hopefully it's an okay conversation. If it's not, one thing you can do is return your attention back to the breath. Listen to the breath. And exhale. Sometimes that lets you stay in the pose. Sometimes, nope, it's not going to happen. So the other version of this pose is to take the hands down the back of the chair, squeeze the shoulders, and again, you're hinging forward like in a forward fold. Now try not to allow your chest and your nose to drop towards the floor. Have it all be nice and straight from that hip bone all the way up to the shoulders, ears over the shoulders. Woo! Again, might be feeling some spice in your pigeon pose, and that's okay. We're stretching the muscle now. We warmed it up, now we're stretching it. And release. Wiggle those toes a little bit. All right, move those ankle bones, those toes. We got to do all the same stuff on the other side. So I have one student that she can do pigeon up on her thigh on one side, but the other one, she crosses. And she also has a knee replacement, so she kind of babies that knee a little bit, so that's okay, right? Again, if this is your pose, you're going to bounce first. And I'm going to go ahead and take this up on the leg and more in towards the chest to begin with, and then you kind of let it drop and you pull it back up. So that's your bounce, your piriformis balance. I say that word really strange. Piriformis. Go look it up after class, okay? Then you can see where that muscle just kind of is all around all the, let me think here, the pelvic bones, all that stuff. My mind went to the Bahamas for a moment. Sorry about that. All right, now we're going to go into our pigeon part of the pose. So, hand on the knee, hand on the top of the foot, elbows out. Woo! Now, notice, does this side feel different than the other side? Typically, it does. We're not typically even on one side versus the other. Maybe it feels more strong, maybe it feels less strong, maybe you're a little bit less towards the floor. Again, your options are to grab the back of the chair, squeeze the shoulders, and hinge forward. Again, I want to see your collarbones here. I don't want to have the chin into the chest. Have it nice and elongated. Woo! Again, use that breath. Breathe in and out. Again, breathing in and out. Beautiful. All right. We're going to work those hips a little bit more with the Warrior One pose. So Warrior One also has a back bend in it, so it usually kicks up the heart rate. So just notice that that's true for you. So I'm going to scoop my little strap underneath. Very good. We're going to turn towards my little hand pan here. A lot of people go, oh, that looks like a little alien spaceship. It's like a opposite steel drum, so it makes some great music. So I've got part of my booty off the chair, and I'm going to take the leg that's closest to you in front of the chair. Now I have SI joint dysfunction, so having my hips kind of one back and one forward is not cool for me, but I'll quickly demonstrate what you could do also. You would scoot the leg back a little bit more, press into those back toes, press into the forward heel. But for me, because of my injuries, I'm going to bring it here in front. I can still get a good pose though. Vigorously pushing into that heel, so you're activating that lower body, yes? And sometimes we kind of lean forward, but what we're going to do is have shoulders over the hips as best we can, pushing into those back toes. And if you want a little bit more, you're going to squeeze behind, woo, towards the front leg. Now imagine that you've got a wrinkle here on your ground and you're pulling opposite directions with the forward heel and the back toe. To add a little bit of back bend, you would bring an arm up, woo, oh, my hip grabbed me there. So I'm going to bring my elbow a little bit bent. You can also bring the hand towards me and bring it up and over for another QL, quadris lumboris, that big old muscle here down the side of the body that attaches the lower to the top. And look that one up too. And release. All right, relax everything. All that tension disappears when you relax it a little bit. Bring the knees together. We got to do the other side. So hips face the side end of the chair when you do Warrior One. Warrior Two, the hips are more open. Again, the leg closest to you is going to come back, and sometimes I think I need a little taller chair because my knee is like super close to the floor, but that's okay. You work with what you got, right? I invite you, though, to scooch that leg back a little bit, and again, pressing into that forward heel as if you're going to smooth out that wrinkle, press into those back toes. I'm going to bring my booty off a little bit. And then if you want more, it's always if, shift that hip, woo, a little bit. Again, pressing into the floor, inhale an arm up. You can hang on to the top of the chair or the back of the chair. And again, you should feel some dynamic tension happening here. Are you pressing into the floor? Good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, if this is too much, it's got, like I said, a little back bend here. You can always bend that elbow a little bit or place the hands on the thigh. That's okay too. Lots of different things you can do in your adaptive yoga class. I love it. Woo! And release. Now we're going to lean a little forward, bring that leg forward. All right, we talked about Warrior Two. So Warrior Two, let me check our time here. We're good on time. The way I've been taught to teach it is to do letter L legs. So we're going to take a leg and step it out towards the little hand pan here. Now normally everything turns to the center, right? So to make this a little bit more dynamic, We're going to turn our torso towards the front of the room. So we got a little twist here, yes? Hips square with you as best we can. Now I'm going to press into that, the foot closest to you, and press into the leg that's out to the side. So I've got one knee going one direction, other knee going towards you. Let's bring those arms out to a letter T and kind of square those shoulders to the camera. Very good. Now, I invite you, if you can, turn the chin to look over the leg that you stepped out. So this is your Warrior Two pose. Again, if you got some neck stuff going on here, bring it to a safe place, a place that feels good. So we're going to move through the pose. So let's inhale, lower the arms, but press dynamically into those feet. Exhale, float those arms up. Again, inhaling, release. I'm checking y'all. Exhale, lift it up. Are you pressing into the feet? Is it nice and tense? Yeah? Inhale, float it down. Exhale, float it up. Take that back hand onto the chair, lean a little forward, palm up, and bring it up to the sky. Now don't release the pressing of the feet into the floor. So when you have tension going on with the muscles, that stimulates the bone growth. So this is bone building right here, right here, right here, right here. And release. Yay. Guess what? You guessed it. Over to the other side. So kind of step it in. Scoot over a little bit. We got to step the other leg out. There we go. And again, look, you naturally turn to the center. So the objective is, if you can, turn that torso towards the camera. Very good. One knee one direction, one knee towards you. Press firmly into those heels. Very good. Arms go up into that letter T. Now you can always have a hand on a hip if you like that instead. But if you can, wiggle those shoulders down. Very good. Turn that chin towards the side that you stepped out. And we're going to move through Warrior Two pose. Heels firmly into the floor. Good. All right, here we go. Let's breathe in and float the arms down. Exhale, float the arms up. Are you pressing down into the feet? All right. Inhale, float them down. Exhale, float them up. Ooh, 2 more times. Inhale, float them down. Because I think we did it 4 times on the other side. Exhale, float it up. Wow, 1 more time. And exhale. All right, take that hand back behind you. This other one, lean a little forward, palm up and reach up. Still pressing into the heels. Takes about 30 seconds to have effective bone building with this dynamic tension. So we're kind of switching the pose, but still keeping that resistance in the legs. Beautiful, and release. Wow. So when you release the legs, you feel all that just kind of float away. Yeah. Bring the legs back to heart center. All right, so this time we're not going to do any standing poses like we did on Monday, but we're going to do maybe 1 standing pose. I'm going to cheat. We're going to scoot back into our chair. This is called chair pose, not the one where you sit in a chair, but where you lift off the chair. And it's also a way to maintain your independence. And what I mean is getting up and off the toilet without going plop, right? Don't want to plop. Well, maybe you do, but I don't want you to plop. So the feet are parallel. They're not going out to the side. They're nice and parallel. We're going to hang on to the side of the chair. Contract the belly button towards the spine as you lift and hover. Now, if you can, place a hand on a leg. Place a hand on the other leg and just kind of notice the heat that's happening in your pose. So we're doing that strength building in these poses. Warrior 1, Warrior 2, Reverse Warrior, and Chair Pose. And come on down. So typically, people hold their breath in that pose, so I don't want you to stay in the pose and do a little somersault because we're not doing somersaults today. All right, so now I invite you to cool down, to relax and release. This next part is our guided meditation and another gratitude practice. So let me get the gratitude and the guided relaxation here and get my little bells because we'll use those too. So again, I invite you to just get comfortable in your chair. Maybe it's crossing at the ankles nice and loosely. Maybe it's pushing into the back of the chair. And I invite you to close your eyes just for a few moments here. So wherever you are, let's get comfortable. Placing your feet on the earth. And if you're sitting in a chair, so let's kind of get a little comfortable, maybe wiggle a little bit. You can also, if you have a blanket, put it underneath the chair or the back of the chair. If you've got kind of a stark chair that's kind of bony. All right, and feel free to lean back against the chair, to the back of the chair, and begin to notice your feet touching the earth. Let's notice our legs. Notice the parts of the body connected to the chair. So it's the buttocks, the shoulders, the back, the feet on the ground. And then let's notice our arms, our hands, and fingers. Notice your shoulders. Notice if there's any tension being held in the upper body. Just kind of wiggle it a little bit and just let it settle and relax. Let's notice the head, the top of the head. And let's bring awareness to the face, relaxing the muscles of the face. Maybe opening the mouth slightly to release any tension from the jaw. And then from this body scanning, let's move into breathing. Let's just start to bring attention to the breath. Just notice that you are breathing. And then we'll start to manipulate the breath a little by allowing the inhale to get a little bit longer. And then our exhale to get a little bit longer. So let's do that nice, slow inhale. And then drag out that exhale. Again, breathing in and out. You might actually notice your heart beating while we're breathing. And if you don't, that's cool. It's something that a yoga practice helps you kind of cultivate. By allowing your breath to slow down, oftentimes your heart rate will slow down. So again, to extend that inhale and that exhale slows that heart rate. From our breathing, let's move into opposites. So let's allow our body to feel very heavy, sinking down into the earth, down into that chair. Arms and legs are heavy. The whole body heavy, as if you're melting into the earth. And then let's allow our body to feel very light, as though you could float up from your seat, floating up towards the sky. Light arms, light legs, light body. And then from opposite sensations, let's move into witnessing our thoughts. We'll start to become a little bit aware of our thoughts. Just take a moment to observe any thoughts that might be coming into the mind. Maybe you're observing them like at the movies, the back of the eyelids is your big old movie screen. And you notice stuff going across that screen. Just notice the thoughts, the stuff that's running across the screen. Try not to engage with them. Just notice and just watch. Continuing to breathe nice and slow, watching whatever comes. Then from witnessing our thoughts, let's move into emotions. Then for a moment, let's just kind of check in with our emotions. Notice if there's any emotions present for you right now. And you could actually be emotionally neutral. So I'm going to have us do separateness and connectedness. Imagine a time you felt unconnected to those around you. Lonely and separate. You have the sense of being isolated and unable to find meaningful connections. Does this feeling have one or multiple locations in the body? Do you feel this emotion constricted around your heart or around your abdomen? Just kind of remember this feeling of being separated. Now, let's move swiftly to the opposite emotion. Now, embody the opposite sensations. You feel the interconnectedness between yourself and everything you see, other people, nature, and the divine. You feel at one with the universe and at one within yourself. Imagine positive outcomes to any of your stressful situations and bathe in this feeling of being connected. Notice your breathing. And then let's take a moment to recall a very happy time in your life, one of your happiest memories. Recall as many details as possible. Notice who's around you, what's around you. The colors, the shapes, the textures. Notice the sounds, the smells. There might even be a taste. Notice how you feel in this moment in time, your favorite happy memory. And then let's all together take a nice deep breath and slowly exhale. I'm going to ring the bell now. Let's come back into the now, back into the present moment. So let's come away from the back of the chair, kind of wiggle a little bit, wiggle those toes, those shoulders, a little movement in the body. All right. So I hope you are feeling refreshed, have a little, range of motion going on with the spine, with the things going in the hips and the shoulders. Short little practice for you today. And again, I invite you to continue to check in on the Veterans Yoga Project online streaming page, and you'll see different people presenting different yoga practices. Bring your family in and invite your community to join you in this practice for you. All right, so let's bring our hands either to heart center or one hand on top of your heart and one hand on top of that hand. So I invite you to have an attitude of gratitude. You know, at Thanksgiving we're always, being thankful, right? So let's cultivate daily attitude of thankfulness, of gratitude. Maybe it's the clothes you wear, the food you eat, the people in your life, the God that you worship, the place that you lay your head down at night. So again, just cultivate something you can be thankful for, that attitude of gratitude. So I'd like to end our class now. So the light in me honors the light in you. So let's take the peace, the strength, and the understanding and an attitude of gratitude and pass it on. Namaste. Shalom. Peace be with you. Thank you for joining me today with Adaptive Yoga. Hope to see you next week sometime. Again, wear your street clothes, grab a strap from somewhere, join me for this Adaptive Yoga class, and we'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.